What's popping? This video is about the narcissist and empath dynamic and why they always end up with each other. They both have to learn from each other, basically. A lot of people don't realize, like, being too good is a problem, right? The empath is too good. The narcissist is too selfish, and the empath is too selfless, right? And that's why it always seems like the bad person gets the good person, but really, in the universe's eyes, they're both bad, right? They're both unbalanced. They both got to find a middle ground between selfishness and selflessness. The empath is too selfless, and the narcissist is too selfish. That's why they always attract. They both teach each other lessons. Now, they both can learn the balance between selflessness and selfishness through meditation and self-reflection, but the empath never realizes that they're too good, they're too selfless until they meet somebody too selfish, which is a narcissist, right? And people think, oh, the narcissist is just bad. It's only the narcissist. The empath is bad too. The empath is too selfless. They both need to find a middle ground, right? They're both two extremes of the same polarity, and that's why they attract. And a lot of people always be like, oh, how come the bad person gets the good person? How come the thug gets the good girl? Like, in the universe's eyes, they're both bad, right? They're both teaching each other a lesson, right? The empath is teaching the narcissist how to be more selfless, and the narcissist is teaching the empath how to be more selfish, right? Right? They both have a problem, right? And they're each other's best teacher, right? Because the narcissist is a perfect example for the empath of how to be more selfish, and the empath is a perfect example for the narcissist of how to be more selfless, right? The key to everything is balance, right? Even being sick, you understand, if you study the human body, if you know medicine, you know it's an imbalance, right? It's a blockage that's causing you to get sick. No matter what the problem is, balance is always going to be the answer, right? So they always attract each other, right? And I posted in a group the other day, and everybody's going crazy, like, the narcissist can't learn. It's impossible. It's a disease. It's a mental breakdown that they have. It's a disorder they have. But there are some narcissists that do change. There are a lot of people that are selfish, right? That's basically what a narcissist is. You just stop using these labels. A narcissist is somebody that is selfish. They love themselves too much, and they don't love others enough. And an empath, most empaths, love others too much. They're too selfless. They sacrifice themselves at others. They sacrifice themselves to help others, right? And you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to find the middle. You're supposed to love others. You're supposed to help others, but don't help others at your expense. Help others when you can help others, but you gotta honor yourself first. And the narcissist always honors himself, right? He's selfish, right? He don't him first, right? But the problem is he's too far on that side. He needs to come towards the middle, he or she. And the empath, he or she, is too selfless. They need to care more about themselves. They need more self-worth, right? And in the group, a bunch of empaths, a bunch of selfless people was playing victim, like, it's all the narcissist's fault, and really it's your fault. You the one who picked them. You the one who's accepting abuse by the narcissist, right? They didn't force you to be with them. You chose to be with them, right? And what makes the narcissist abuse people, use people, is they're too selfish. They love themselves too much. A lot of them don't love themselves too, but from the superficial point of view, they love themselves too much. They're more worried about themselves more than anybody else, right? And there's nothing wrong with being more worried about yourself. What's wrong is when you sacrifice others, when you destroy others for yourself. You have to worry about yourself, but not destroying others in that process, which a lot of narcissists do. Empaths need to care more about themselves. There's nothing wrong with caring about people, but you can't care about people to the extent where you destroy yourself in the process. You gotta learn to care about yourself too, which a lot of empaths don't understand until they meet a narcissist, which teaches them the valuable lesson. And a lot of narcissists don't understand that they're too selfish. A lot of them don't care, but they start to realize that they need to change when they meet somebody too selfless, right? And a lot of them don't change, right? They 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 find the next victim, right? They find the next idiot, right? But the dynamic, the reason they always end up together is because they teach each other valuable lessons. And if they both learn from each other and don't neglect the fact that they're suffering from an imbalance, if they acknowledge that they have an imbalance and they're too far on one side, they both could find a balance between loving themselves and loving others. And that's the lesson they teach each other. Once an individual loves themselves as much as they love others, they will not sacrifice themselves for others. They will help others, but they won't do it at their expense. They're not going to abuse people because they love others just as much as they love themselves. They're not going to allow anybody to abuse them because they love themselves as much as others, right? After the process, neither is too selfless, neither is too selfish. That's if they choose to learn, right? Most empaths and narcissists don't learn. The empath goes on to be abused by more people, and the narcissist goes on to abuse more people, right? They both refuse to acknowledge their imbalance, right? So the reason they always come together is because they teach each other valuable lessons. And yes, there can be a successful narcissist and empath relationship. It's just they have to learn from each other. If they refuse to learn from each other, then it's not going to work. If the empath only learns, then the empath has to leave the narcissist. They're gonna leave the narcissist once you love. Once you love yourself enough, you're not gonna accept abuse. And a narcissist, if the narcissist learns alone, they're gonna stop abusing the empath. But still, the empath needs to learn the lesson, right? They have to learn the lesson still, and it could kind of still work if the narcissist learns, but it's definitely not working if the empath only learns. And if they both learn, that's when they both reach harmony. And when you find a balance between loving yourself and loving others, you will attract more healthy people that are balanced. Otherwise, you're gonna keep attracting imbalanced people. You're gonna keep attracting your opposite, your extreme opposite, because you're extremely too selfless or too selfish, and you're gonna attract the opposite of that. And when you understand this, that's when you heal and reach balance. You gotta you gotta learn from your mistakes, which a lot of people don't. And once you find that, you're gonna reach harmony, and you're not gonna attract a narcissist if you're an empath. And if you're a narcissist, you're not gonna attract an empath. Somebody that's too selfless, right? Somebody that's too selfless is gonna suffer. It's not gonna be able to do things in the right manner, right? You can't run a business if you're not worried about yourself, right? The business is gonna crumble, right? So once you reach this balance, that's when you could be your highest self. And everybody that learns this lesson is destined for success.